I'll call this April 15th, Tax Day, council meeting to order. And we'll start with Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Waldrop and invocation by Bob Jordan from the Lighthouse Church.
Please follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, precious Father, we thank you so much for this time that these men have allotted to serve you and to serve our city and our nation. We ask prayers upon them, we ask prayers upon their decisions, and mostly for the city of Taft. Lord, put your blessings upon us financially, spiritually, and physically. Father, we need your blessing every day of our life. Bless this great nation, the United States of America, and may we remember that these meetings are public meetings and all are invited to come and share the Lord and our feelings. To the name, power, and authority of Jesus Christ. Amen.
May we have a roll call?
Mayor Linder, absent. Mayor Pro Tem Pryor.
Here.
Councilmember Miller, absent. Councilmember Knorr.
Here.
Councilmember Waldrop.
Here.
Thank you.
As a courtesy, all, can you turn your cell phones down or to vibrate? First item of business would be the commendation to Sergeant Downs. He's been our sheriff here for past 8 years in the city of Taft, and got to know him real well. And I'll have Waldrop go ahead and read the commendation.
Certificate of Commendation. The Taft City Council of the City of Taft hereby commends Sergeant Martin Downs for his 8 years of public service and civic contributions to the Taft area under Kern County Sheriff Department, and extends the best wishes for an enjoyable future. Signed and dated this 15th day of April 2014, signed by the mayor and all the council members. Is anybody here to... Nobody's here? Nobody. Okay. Make sure it gets out.
Thank you, Ron. The second item is the proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month. And Councilmember Dave Knorr will read the commendation.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. City of Taft, April 2014 Child Abuse Prevention Month. Whereas all children deserve to grow up in a safe and nurturing environment to ensure they reach their full potential, and whereas child abuse is a serious and growing problem affecting millions of our nation's children, and whereas it is important for all citizens to become more aware of child abuse and the critical need for prevention within their respective neighborhoods and community, and whereas decreasing the occurrence of child abuse relies upon the efforts of every individual in order to make a positive, substantial impact upon the children of today who will become the leaders of tomorrow. Now therefore be it resolved, the City Council of the City of Taft hereby proclaims April 2014 as Child Abuse Prevention Month, signed and dated this 15th day of April 2014 by the Mayor, Paul Linder, as well as the other 4 council members.
Thank you, Councilman Knorr. The third, pardon? Oh, okay.
We have a presentation.
I have a presentation here. Good.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Pryor, and all the City Council members, as well as your staff, for assisting in making this proclamation possible. Joining me tonight are Doris Sons, who's our Assistant Program Director over at the Department of Human Services, and Battalion Chief Brent Moon with the Kern County Fire Department. As this proclamation demonstrates, the Kern County Department of Human Services is not alone in our efforts to bring attention to child abuse prevention. We're proud that we'll be partnering with the Kern County Fire Department for our special Children's Memorial Flag Ceremony that's going to be taking place here in Taft on Friday, April the 25th at 8:30 in the morning at Station 21. We invite all members of the City Council and all members of the community to join us at this somber ceremony that recognizes the 4 children lost to child abuse in 2013 here in Kern County. And I also want to draw your attention, we just brought up this, it's a beautiful visual that sadly represents a horrible tragedy. There are 38 small onesies in pink and blue demonstrating the 38 lives that have been lost in Kern County since 2009 through 2013. These are the lives of children that were lost in our community as a direct result of child abuse. And that's a pretty sombering thing to look at. When you see it, you'll notice that there are several in the Taft area and Maricopa area. These are lives. These are children who died at the hands of their parents or the people that they were put in the hands that were supposed to be caring for them. And so it's somber news that we bring, but we also bring, good news as well. We have seen over the last 5 years the number of substantiated abuse cases are on the decline in Kern County. So that means that people are reporting abuse, and we're seeing fewer numbers of children being abused. But sadly, what we have been seeing is the severity of the abuse getting greater. We've seen cases of torture. We've seen all of these deaths. And so we raise awareness because we need your help. We need every member of the community's help, because we need anyone who suspects any kind of abuse happening in their community to report that abuse. And if you think that a child's life is in immediate danger, we ask you to call 911. If you just have a slight suspicion that something's not right in the child's life, we ask you to report it by calling the Child Abuse Prevention Hotline, and that number is 631-6011. And so we thank you again for this time, and I just invite Doris to say a few words.
As Heidi mentioned, we are going to have that flag ceremony Friday the 25th, and we hope to have a great turnout from the community. I just want to express our gratitude and just letting you know, thank you for your continued support in bringing awareness to the Taft community about child prevention.
Put him on the spot.
Well, as Heidi and Dave stated, we have had some significant cases here in Taft. It affects all of us, and so we're glad to be part of the platform to raise awareness so we can put a stop this or impact it for a reason.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, it's somewhat of a coincidence, if you will, that we're talking about this and reading this. I'm sure everybody's aware of what took place in Utah, the horrible thing in the news. You hear about child abuse and torture and things, and you just wonder just how bad can it get. And then there's a story about at least 5-6 children dying at the hands of their mother immediately following their birth, and then their bodies being wrapped up and stuck in cardboard boxes and stored in a garage. You just cannot fathom the cruelty. So this was addressed to places, actually in this document that I just read, and that is citizens become more aware, be cognizant of your surroundings, and it's your neighborhood and your community and your neighbors. So look around. I'm not going to be judgmental how somebody could get pregnant 5 or 6 times and live in the same house, and then no children ever leave the house or grow up or go to school, and nobody become aware of it is beyond me, but I don't have all the facts. But it's scary to think that can actually happen in a neighborhood, just a standard run-of-the-mill residential neighborhood. But it did indeed happen. So it highlights the need for community awareness if we're going to fight this.
Thank you, Councilman North. It's important that you know your neighbors and check on your neighbors and stuff. And if you know anything suspicious or anything, talk to your ministers or to law enforcement or county officials. It's really important to report things, especially child abuse, because when they're young, it affects them their whole life. And if you can give them that environment or change the behavior of the parents involved, that's the best of all, to change the behavior and keep the family unit intact. But it's really important to know your neighbors and see anything that will cause a situation to report it. Councilman Walter, anything you want to add to it?
Well, I just think, children is our future, and so we got to give them the guidance and treat them with respect too. But we got to bring them up right because that is our future. So I'm all for everybody keeping an eye out and watching things that don't go just right. So everybody's got to do their part. Thank you.
Okay. Now, on that proclamation, that's going to go to them for that, and they'll bring it this coming Friday, next Friday to read it again.
Yes, we would
Excellent.
have a member of the city council to present it if you wish to do so. You want to hold on to it?
Either way, if you're going to be there, you can take it and show it around and pass it to other. Because it'd be nice if we concluded our city with other cities. I know you have different things, events at different locations and stuff.
Yeah.
You can always add that to it and make it a little bit more.
Well, we would love to have someone come and present, and I'll work with the clerk.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. Next item, citizens' requests and public comments. This is a time and place for the general public to address the city council on matters within its public jurisdiction. State law prohibits the council from addressing any issues not previously included on the agenda. Council may receive comments and set the matter for a subsequent meeting. Please limit comments to 5 minutes. The first one would be Bob Jordan.
Once again, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and City Council members. I'm wearing two hats today. The first one, as you can see, I'm with the Kern County Elections Department, some extra help. And we have a new elections official. It's Mary Belair. And Barnett has retired last year. I don't know if you know that or not. And June 3rd will be the election, the general election. And we want to invite everyone to come and get registered. If you need to change your registration, your party, you can do that. You can find forms at the City Hall, at the post office, and any federal building. This is your turn and your chance to face the world and tell them, these people are doing wrong that we've elected, or they're doing right. You are their bosses, and you tell them what you want. Thank you for that. Secondary, I'm representing the WCMA, the Westside Christian Ministers Association. Friday, this coming Friday, is Good Friday. We're having Good Friday services at the First Baptist Church. That's at 200 North Street, and it will be at 6 o'clock. Secondary, the National Day of Prayer. Now that is May 1st, and it's going to be held at the Westside Recreation Department's gymnasium. It is at 7 o'clock. We want everyone to come. We have state officials coming. We would like every single member of our city council to support us and our National Day of Prayer. We have 4 speakers coming to help with us, and Margaret Arnold is back there, and she would like to elaborate on this a little more.
Is that, excuse me, is that 7 a.m.?
PM.
p.m.?
Is that May 1 or May 1st, you said?
For which?
The prayer service.
May 1st.
May 1st, okay.
Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and to confirm the invitation to this great event we're going to have, National Day of Prayer. Haven't had one, I think, we skipped last year, but I'm facilitating for the Ministerial Association and on their behalf. I want to invite you. I think you should have a letter that I sent to each of you. And if you could call and confirm your attendance so you can be announced, that would be really great for me and help the event as well. We look for a good turnout from the churches and folks. As you know, our great country was founded on basic premises. One of them was religious freedom. That freedom, even ever more than before, is being attacked. But this gives us a chance to come together and pray for our elected officials, to give them strength and guidance, and to take us into the future and where we should be. So with that, I thank you, and I look forward to your attendance.
Thank you, Margot. Thank you, Margot. Also, we might want to recognize that Lasso El Dorado, we presented a Christian concert, and it's going to be the first day of El Dorado. We're going to do another Christian concert, and we have elected to do a community-wide Christian service Sunday morning. We're asking all the pastors to shut the doors of their church and all for community-wide in the tent up there on Rails to Trails. And from all the ministers, God bless you for your work.
Next item, council statements, none action. Councilman Waldrop?
I have none, thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Knorr?
You know, I think I'm going to take a siesta tonight myself. So I have nothing. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Councilmember Knorr. I have a couple I guess mention. I always like to promote, TAF and all that's going on is happening here and keep them busy and stuff. I'd like to mention that Taft College Transition for Independent Living Program and Taft for Preservation Society is going to have a fundraiser, annual wine and jazz festival, Thursday, April 24th, from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Historic Fort at 915 North 10th Street. Tickets are $25 and $3 at the door. And I'd like to encourage everybody to go there. It's a great program that the TIL has. College has a TIL program for the young folks to transition to their independence, live on their own, to have some handicaps and stuff, that they're really good kids. I've got a chance to meet with them and see what they do, and the instructors and stuff. It's amazing what they do with it. So I encourage everybody to go there and participate and help the program along. And second, there is no Kiwanians here, I don't think. Good. Taft Rotary is having a couple of things going on. One, we're having a reverse drawing fundraiser on May 3rd. And need tickets, go any Taft Rotarian or myself, and we're happy to accommodate you. And also, we're having a health fair, our annual health fair, and it's open to the public. It's free admission, and we held at the Buena Vista High School across from the historic fort. And there'll be doctors there and offer free consultation. A great program to go there to talk to the doctors and see and check your health, and it don't cost anything. There's a couple of things that might cost a little bit, have your blood checked, but it's very nominal. But I encourage everybody to take advantage of it. It's going to be held Saturday, April 26th at the high school, at one of his high schools. So I encourage everybody to go there and get healthy and take advantage. And that's all I have. Thank you. Next item is department reports. Nobody? On?
Sure. On behalf of the city manager, Mr. Jones is busy today procuring the new portable dental unit for the MCCF. So he's in care of business with that. That'll be a nice addition to the facility, which will allow all of those inmates to have the dental procedures handled right on site without having to exit the security fence. So Mr. Jones is busy doing that. Other than that, I believe we covered everything else I was going to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you, Lon. City Attorney statement.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I have no statement.
Thank you. There's a time and place to ask for any future agenda requests.
None this evening, thanks, sir.
I have none also. So thank you. Next is the consent items 9 through 15. Do a little cheat sheet here. All items listed on the consent calendar shall be considered routine. They will be enacted by one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussions of these items unless a member of the City Council requests specific items to be removed from the consent calendar for a separate action. Any item removed from the consent calendar will be considered after the regular business items. Are there any items in the consent calendar that any member of the public would like to comment on? Seeing none. Anybody here would like to remove any item? Any council member?
I think we're going to have to remove the minutes. I was not at the minutes, so we don't have a quorum, so we'll have to remove the minutes.
Okay. We shall remove the minutes. Item 9 from the calendar. Any other? No. Excellent. Do I have what we'll be on approving on would be number 10, payment of bills. Number 11, treasury report. Number 12, approval of professional service agreement with Jason Addison, Smith Consulting Services, Incorporated, for as-needed buildings and safety plan review services. Number 13, resolution of the City Council of the City of Taft authorizing bank card services. Number 14, ratify the execution of LexisNexis Lawberry Agreement. Number 15, agreement with HDL for property tax consultation audit services.
Motion.
Second.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes.
Very quickly, I should point out that on item number 12, which is the agreement with Jason Addison Smith Consulting Services, there is a typo that was discovered on paragraph number 10 at the end where it says expect. That word would be modified to say accept.
Okay, so hearing that, then we'll go ahead and modify it for the word accept.
No, expect.
Okay.
I would modify my motion based on that.
Second.
Okay. We have a second and a first and a second. Roll call.
Councilmember Norton.
Yes.
Councilmember Waldrop.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Orchard.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Sorry.
The matter of the motion is approved. Now we come to the end of our meeting. We're going to close session with a conference with legal counsel, anticipation of litigation, government code section 54956-9B, one undisclosed case. I believe A was pulled, so just have one item for closed door, and I shall call this council meeting adjourned.